Previously on Power Reviews.
Do I exist? No legal record whatsoever that anyone named Database Ranger has ever existed.
You and Mayo look exactly the same.
I'm developing a theory on that.
I have a date! Two guys in suits chasing after you with guns. You gotta help me.
Hi, Database.
Thanks again for the ride. They took Mayo. I'm going to bring her back. If you can help me do that, I will never question you again. You know how I escaped?
There appears to have been some sort of power surge during that time which corrupted the footage. We're going to need to find you a suit.
Might not fit, though.
You're about to walk directly into the heart of alphabet soup.
Gotta love those sedatives.
Ready to begin testing on subject K Gamma.
Well, the experiment's over, because I'm taking her out of here.
Now!
Commencing bleach protocol. Commencing bleach protocol. Commencing bleach protocol.
And now, Database Rangers Power Review.
Greetings, Ranger fans, and welcome to my worst fear. Mayo? Mayo, wake up, please. Please, Mayo, wake up.
Database, you need to get moving. The authorities will be there soon, and they're going to have questions you can't answer.
I can't leave her.
No one is asking you to. Get her to the rendezvous point.
The rendezvous point. Right.
I'm going to patch you through to your transport. Are you ready to speak to them?
Yes, put them through.
Hi! I'm Mitch Moore-Potsner.
I'm Mary Moore-Potsner.
We're the Moore-Potsners. Please leave a message.
After the beep. Beep!
Hi, Mitch. Hi, Mary. This is Database.
Hi, Database.
Wait, what?
How are you doing today?
Are you enjoying my clothes?
Yeah, sorry, I thought I was talking to your answering machine.
What's an answering machine?
Never mind. Anyway, I'm with Mayo right now, and we could sure use that ride home we talked about.
Of course.
No trouble at all.
Will you be in the dumpster again?
Well, technically I was behind the dumpster, but, yeah, same place as before.
We look forward to
Seeing you again.
Bye, Database.
Why do I have a feeling they just wave goodbye at their own phone?
Never mind them, just get to the rendezvous point.
Right. Okay.
Yes?
Is she going to be okay?
I have no way of knowing until you get her home.
Right. Could you tell me she will be?
She's going to be okay.
Thank you.
You know, we do have a new episode in the system.
Yeah?
Yes. Episode 10 of Power Rangers Megaforce, Man and Machine. The story commences near a lake with some incredibly expositional introductory dialogue between the anonymous mutant creature that I believe you refer to as Biggs, and a new mutant whose silhouette oddly evokes that of the Loch Ness Monster.
The lake again? Wow, that toxic waste dump really did ruin the local ecosystem.
Apparently this shadow serpent needs the sunlight to do its work, and so must wait through the opening credits. This is followed by a brief scene between Megaforce Blue and his instructor, which appears to exist solely for the purpose of demonstrating the man's forgetfulness and reinforcing the already obvious Loch Ness Monster comparison.
At last, the sun's out! Yes!
Except it really isn't. The creature reiterates its penchant for stealing shadows, which apparently paralyzes its victims, and then proceeds to do so, rendering its twice-exposited mission statement even more redundant, starting with a compressed protein extrusion vendor and his oddly enthusiastic patron.
Are you talking about a hot dog stand?
While it's entirely possible that the meat is from the Candé family, I highly doubt that dog is the only ingredient.
Fair enough.
The creature continues its dubious practice of inducing paralysis through the scientifically impossible act of absorbing an absence of electromagnetic radiation, while the Megaforce Rangers hone their martial arts skills out in the forest. They're contacted by Tensu, interrupting Megaforce Yellow and Megaforce Black's congratulatory palm slap.
Ooh, denied.
They morph and race to the scene, but are beaten to their location by the droid Templar.
You mean Robo-Knight?
Would you prefer I simply referred to it as the mechanical abomination?
Droid Templar is fine.
Regardless, after an inept attempt to comfort the child of two of the creature's victims, it faces off against the creature itself.
I'm Shadow Serpent.
What are you?
A giant snail?
Are you sure you didn't get those two quotes mixed up?
Considering that their next actions are to immediately divulge their respective strategies, I think you may be heavily overestimating their competency.
I'm not here just to gobble up human shadows. They think you're something special, but I don't see anything special about you.
Both your missions will fail, monster. I'll defeat you from here, where I have no shadow for you to steal.
Wow, it's like I don't need to be watching the show at all.
Fortunately, it looks like it's time for a respite from this inane chatter. Help has arrived.
You mean the Rangers?
No, your ride.
Oh, good. Good.
Hi, database.
Hi. Mind if we ride in the back seat this time?
Okay.
The Shadow Serpent redirects its attentions to the newly arrived Rangers, who almost immediately run for cover, but soon find themselves exposed to the monster's attacks. In an effort to protect the others, Megaforce Red provides a distraction, much to the annoyance of the antiquated android.
You interfered. The monster was in my sights and you jumped in the way.
Keep in mind, this is after the monster has already fended off the attack and remains in clear view.
Oy vey.
It's at this point, seeing the incoming cloud cover and having had enough of his opponent's recklessness and incompetence, that the creature decides it's time to depart.
Thanks again for the ride, guys.
You're welcome.
Eyes on the road!
Okay.
Anyway, I'm sorry to say that I've lost your pants, Mitch.
Oh.
And your throw pillows, Mary.
Oh. Shopping!
Eyes on the road!
Okay.
And hands on the wheel!
With the threat narrowly averted, the Megaforce Rangers decide to regroup and demorph, reverting to their default civilian garb rather than their training attire from earlier.
That's weird.
The medieval-minded machine takes this opportunity to criticize Megaforce Red for getting in the way, despite protests from the rest of the team claiming that he was merely attempting to protect them.
Therein lies the problem with humans. You worry too much about each other.
Say that again.
After a few more insults to both humanity and common sense, it stalks off, stirring up some bizarre mechanophilic tendencies in Megaforce Yellow.
What a machine.
What a jerk.
I concur with the second assessment. Megaforce Red seeks out the poorly programmed Paladin and suggests a new plan in which the Megaforce Rangers act as bait in order to allow for an attack of opportunity, only for this entirely logical course of action to be rejected through an illogical claim that logical forethought is in fact illogical.
I am a machine. I do not plan. I attack.
Now I just feel completely lost.
Guys? Where are we going?
To the mall.
For pants.
And throw pillows. It'll be fun.
Eyes on the road!
Okay.
Look, Mayo's feeling very sleepy at the moment. Would it be alright if we just head straight home?
Okay.
Rocks come across the universe just to destroy them?
No, he plans to take over the Earth.
You're really not messing with the dialogue?
Please, the only thing that's disorganized here is the script. Meanwhile, Vrock seeks out the mutants to warn them about the Rangers' ability to learn from experience, by which I assume he means the spontaneous acquisition of new Zords.
Did we just pass a cow?
Cows go moo.
I'm not some lummox like Creepox.
Has he ever even met Creepox?
Regardless, the one you call Bloofer reminds him not to be overconfident, despite his earlier surprise at Vrock's lack of confidence, which had immediately followed his surprise at Vrock's confidence, and so proceeds to make the least menacing threat ever uttered aloud.
I forecast that tomorrow is gonna be a very nice day with lots of sunshine.
The next morning, after the three primary players have received their corresponding pep talks, the Megaforce Rangers thwart the creature's attack on a passing train.
What was that?
They enact an admittedly clever plan by combining their respective powers of land, sea, and sky to form a massive cloud cover, which regrettably is then immediately dispersed by the monster.
Wait, didn't cloud cover force the monster to retreat last time?
I said the plan was clever, I didn't say the plot was. The chivalry challenged cybercombatant then attempts to prove its superiority by allowing the monster to fling it into a completely new location.
We're here.
I think that's the biggest surprise I've had all day.
The Megaforce Rangers come to the aid of the woefully miswired warrior, fervently trying to convince it of the power of the emotions that had never actually been mentioned before, and despite its repeated refusals of their expressed desires for teamwork.
Are you sure we can't interest you in some water?
Or ice water.
Or lemon ice water.
Thank you, but no, I think I've had my fill of lemon ice water today, and we should probably be heading in. I'm sure if Mayo was conscious right now, she would be thanking you too.
You're welcome.
Anyway, bye.
Bye, database.
put her down on the couch.
So what's up, Doc?
Let's see. Pulse normal. Pupils responsive. No clear signs of injury or concussion. If I didn't know better,
What?
refresh my memory. What happened to her?
Well, she and I were escaping from that explosion burst thing, and she and I dived away, and she landed right face first into the last throw pillow.
That's what I thought.
The last of the sedatives.
I'd say a few more minutes and she'll be fine.
Well, in that case, want to tell me how the episode ends?
Fine. Just never call me Doc again. The Megaforce Rangers have resumed their battle with the Shadow Serpent.
You're lucky it's cloudy here, Rangers!
So now clouds are a problem again?
Did you want me to finish or not?
Sorry, go right ahead.
Even their Megaforce Blaster Dynamic Victory Charge is completely ineffectual, allowing the monster to steal their shadows, and forcing the singularly stubborn silver-plated soldier to finally agree to Megaforce Red's plan.
Attack now, Robo-Knight!
He can talk while paralyzed?
You're questioning the physical mechanics of a scientifically impossible phenomenon.
Good point.
The plan is a success as the droid Templar converts into the Lion Mechazord and back to disable the Shadow Serpent and defeat it with the Night Dynamic attack, forcing the creature to call upon Vrax Zombats to recover, much to the confusion of the apparently clueless Admiral Malcor. What follows is an excessively long sequence to summon the egotistically titled Gosei Grand and Gosei Great Megazords.
Awesome! This is the first time we battled side by side.
Isn't his statement of the obvious masterful?
You know what they say? The bigger they are, the better for shish kebab!
I don't think anyone has ever actually said that.
The Shadow Serpent is able to quickly disable the two Megazords, forcing them to unlock a new combination. The Gosei Great Grand Megazord. I swear they're not even trying at this point. They weaken the monster with their Land Lance, Sea Spike, and Sky Spear attacks before finally finishing it off with the Victory Charge Dual Strike, freeing the Shadow Serpent's victims from their surreal rictus grins and excessive quantities of mustard.
Mustard? Don't let's be silly.
Following the battle, they all meet beneath the bridge where they finally agree on the value of teamwork. Although, when the Megaforce Rangers attempt to press the issue...
Stop.
Collaborate and listen. I sit back with my brand new invention.
Why does Vanilla Ice seem like a more plausible creator for Robo-Knight than Gosei does?
I'm sorry, is that some form of dessert? And so they part ways, with Megaforce Yellow once again admiring the toughness of the droid Templar.
Hey, Gia. Are you sure you two are related?
Wait, was that ever even suggested?
No, it was not. And that's the end of the episode.
So, what did you think of it?
Well, the description that leaps most immediately to mind is full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. The dialogue is packed extremely tight, but the majority of it is handled with all the finesse of a cellist wearing boxing gloves. Many of the characters seem to be participating in conversations that don't actually exist, reacting to statements that aren't being made, and defending points which no one is arguing. And that's when they're not being painfully expositional and repetitive.
Shadow Serpent! Steal people's shadows! 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 Your shadows! Shadow Serpent! Shadows!
Shadows!
Shadows! Shadow Serpent!
Steal shadows.
Shadow!
Shadow Serpent!
Shadow in the shadow! Shadows! Shadows! Shadowy, steal your shadows!
Well, on the plus side, at least that made the story fairly easy to follow. True, there didn't seem to be much story actually there, and the mechanics of the physical conflict were inconsistent, and the dramatic conflict made no sense when you consider that in the previous episode, Robo-Knight had no issue placing innocents in harm's way, and now considers allowing the Rangers to put themselves in harm's way to be an illogical risk, and that's portrayed as a continued stubbornness rather than a character progression, so... Wow, I'm actually having a really hard time finding things this episode did right. Were the performances okay, at least?
Passable. A number of the actors are clearly trying their best, with varying degrees of success, but they simply aren't given much to work with. Well, the best I can say for this episode is that I can't really hate it, any more than I could hate a children's drawing. Everything about it is rendered bland and inoffensive by the sheer incompetence. Overall, I think the Shadow Serpent actually said it best.
It's like you didn't even think about it. Look, if you're not even going to try, then neither am I.
So, is it alright if I ask you one more thing?
Yes?
At Alphabet Soup, they called her Subject K Gamma. Why would they call her that?
I'm not sure.
But you have a theory, right? You told me before that you have a theory.
You said if I helped you with this, you would never question me again. I take this to mean you're willing to accept the fact of my existence?
Yes.
In that case, I'm sure you must realize that this world is not my world. In my world... Well, I guess you know all about that already, don't you?
Yeah, I guess I do.
I don't know how I came to be here. I'm still trying to work that part out, but it stands to reason that there would be a version of me that does belong here.
So, you and Mayo?
Same person. Different worlds.
Same person. That explains it. Alphabet Soup, the doubles, they're not from here either, are they?
That is the theory.
And they took her because...
Because Alphabet Soup will always seek out a Subject K to help them do whatever it is they're trying to do.
But we stopped them, right? Or something stopped them. The bleach protocol.
Bleach protocol is an emergency scrub procedure. Electromagnetic pulse to wipe the drives, flash incineration of all physical assets. But the personnel...
You think they survived?
I wouldn't bet against them.
So, what do we do now?
For now, I'm going to review the data I managed to get from their servers before the connection was severed. I may be able to figure out what they were up to.
And me?
You stay with her. I'm sure you two are going to have a lot to discuss.
Mayo?
Database. Did I fall asleep?
For a bit. I guess you could say you hit the pillow pretty hard there. Do you remember what happened?
Yeah, I think so. Twins in suits. Freaking a lab coat. A whole lot of sedatives. And somehow, you got me out of all that.
Yeah, I guess I did.
That was some first date, wasn't it?
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Well, you sure know how to show a girl a good time.
Well, I tried to...
Oh, I'm sorry.